Hi, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and I use they, them pronouns. I am your queer mystic who is autistic, and I am so excited to be here today. I forgot to shut off my automatic note taker, so I just shut that off so that I don't get distracted while I'm talking to you because I want to chat with you today about routine and how the smallest thing might throw a wrench and cause a domino effect in your life. Please know that if you're a little bit squeamish today, we are going to talk about poop and hygiene. And maybe that might be a TMI for you. If so, skip this video, watch an old one, watch the next one when it drops. No hard feelings. Okay, so it's April 30th, 2025 at the time of recording this video. And about 12 days ago, my Google Pixel 8 phone, the hardware malfunctioned on it and quit working. Now, I would like you to remember about how autistic people are creatures of habit, and high masking autistic people might not know what their routines and habits are because part of high masking is the illusion of control through carefully curated systems, right? And some of those systems will be intuitive and unconscious, and some of those systems will be much more pragmatic, where you have to make a plan and implement them. So I have had a cell phone. I got it late because of where I live in Canada, but I've had a cell phone nonstop for 15 years. And I had to go without it for 12 days. Never mind the impacts on my business. That was something I had to walk myself through and regulate myself through because it was beyond my control and it was like not anything I could avoid. My clients are all amazing. That was not a problem. But I failed to realize how much of my day to day routine was wrapped up in checking my phone and my phone giving me notifications to do the next activity. Habit stacking, go ahead and look up habit stacking is a way that I would use my phone beside other habits like staying hydrated to get through my life in the day and all of the stuff that I was doing, right? Okay, good. So what happened though is the convergence of my routine being disrupted, my stimulation and regulation of using songs, games, like communicating, my main source of connection and validation to the outside world as a person who lives mostly at home. All of these things converged with the Canadian election, which is very stressful for me because I have a high justice, high empathy muscle in the way that my spiky profile plays out with autism. And all of those things happen. So I was eating a lot of safe food, a lot of same food. So if you don't know what safe food is, it's like if there's like certain food items, groups, families, sandwiches, chips, muffins. Some people it's specific kind of fruit. Some people it's a specific kind of snack or like whatever is something that always just makes you feel better. And when you eat it, that feels comforting, that feels nurturing, that just feels like home, but in a food item. So I was eating a lot of those, which meant I wasn't eating enough veggies. I wasn't eating enough fruit and I wasn't having enough fiber in my diet. And I got dehydrated, and it was my menstrual cycle, and it was a particularly rough one. And I also have perimenopause, so my estrogen levels had dropped. And so what happened to me is I, for the first time in my memory, was severely backed up in my digestive tract. I was severely constipated to the point where I was worried that I was going to have to go to the hospital, which caused like this whole other shamey whatever spiral that we're not going to talk about today, but we can if you ever want to talk about it. So I had to get real honest and real diligent and just say like the sensory experience of this is uncomfortable. Like I can't sit, my tummy hurts. It feels really uncomfortable. I'm hungry, but I'm afraid to eat because I don't want to make the problem worse. But if I don't eat, then I won't be able to like get enough fiber to do anything. So I started taking a supplement that is really helpful for it. I'm not going to mention it because I'm not a doctor. And if you are experiencing any of these troubles, I encourage you to speak to a healthcare professional because your digestive tract is really important. And there are a lot of things that could be causing a blockage. I know my body, I know my health, and I knew exactly what the problem was. So I dealt with it. But it took this entire time, this entire 12 days for me to witness the problem, recognize the problem, realize what was going on, um, take action. And today is the first day that I'm starting to see some movement. Womp womp. And it's a common problem, it's a common experience in autistic people. It's an even more common experience in high masking autistic people who get hyper focused on things. So my hyper focus without my phone there to interrupt it and remind me to eat, because my phone has my Google Calendar synced to it. And my Google Calendar tells me when to eat. It tells me when to drink water. There's a movement on it every day where I get up and I go and I move my body and I go for a walk outside and I do all these different things. And I've structured it that way to support me. And because I didn't have that for 2 weeks, my digestion, the motility in my digestive tract was gone. And that was so uncomfortable. And I, when I first sent my phone off for replacement, because I had to send it back to the manufacturer and they sent me a new one, it came pretty quickly, all things considered. But I live on an island, so it had to go on a boat, and then it had to go to the mainland, and then it had to ship across Canada, and then they had to receive it, and then they had to do it back, and so it took a bit of time. And because of that, I was just not myself. And I knew as I was sending it off, I spoke to my wife and to myself kind of, but mostly just like out loud. We were both there. I said, okay, so until it gets here, I just need you and me to give me a lot more compassion and spaciousness because I don't know how my emotional health, my physical health, my energetic health, or anything at all is going to react to this disruption of something being majorly different that would just be like a break, a reprieve, or inconsequential for someone else. So maybe it's not your phone. Maybe school is ending. Maybe it's break time. Maybe you got a promotion at work and now your entire routine is different, even though you are good at what you do. Maybe they change the ingredients in your foods. Maybe the tariffs are impacting what's available to you in your community. There are so many things. But what I want to say is like if you have over the course of your life created systems for your success and one building block, one foundational piece of that system is now gone, your autistic nervous system is going to respond differently than a non-autistic person to that because for you the entire context has changed instead of just like one thing. So for some people, when let's use a different metaphor, get away from poop for a second. We'll use a different metaphor. So for some people, when they're making a recipe, they can simply swap margarine for butter or butter for margarine. And it's no problem for them. They don't notice the flavor. They don't notice the texture difference. They don't notice the difference in the cook time. And for other people, if you change even one ingredient, it's not the same recipe. It won't turn out. It's not good. It doesn't taste like it's supposed to. It doesn't bake the way you're expecting it to. And the entire thing is messed up. And you just have to throw out the recipe. You throw out the batch. And for a lot of people, that's very stressful. And like that's how my brain and body interprets an unpredictable occurrence. I structure my life in such a way that there is enough predictability and enough security and safety in that predictability that when unpredictable things happen, I'm okay. But in this past 2 weeks, so many unpredictable things happened that I couldn't manage. And that's why my autism is a disability. Okay. Because I lose my ability to cope and to manage in situations where people without a disability would do just fine. They would be able to take a deep breath, put on their big kid pants, and push through, but I couldn't. I had to do the literal opposite. And that's why I'm able to come back on today and be regulated talking about this. So I would love to hear in the comments or on social media. You can reach out to me there every Friday right now on Instagram. I'm doing free pocket coaching in my channel on Instagram. So you can join Instagram if you don't already have an account, or you can click down in the link below to my Instagram account. And if you have a hard time locating add to Cheryl's channel, just let me know. I'll add you. But like at the top on the bio, there's like little like speech bubbles that look like messaging icons. That's you click on that and it'll take you to my channel and you can join in on the conversation there. The rules and stuff are all be posted. But if you want to talk about this there, we can do that every Friday. I'm going to be talking about things. But I would love for you to, I would love to know in the comments awarenesses that you had while I was talking. I want to know if you're keen to share a time when something that felt like it shouldn't matter to you derailed your life, and how your natural instinct is to make yourself wrong for that instead of just accept that you need consistency and structure in a way that other people don't, and that doesn't make you wrong. Because if people like us didn't exist, where would the systems and structures that uphold society come from? That's something to noodle on. Okay, I'm getting a little rambly. I will see you in the next video. If there's any topics that you would like me to cover that I haven't yet about autistic experience that maybe I'm just forgetting are important to talk about, please, please, please reach out to me on Instagram. If you have a video idea that you'd like me to riff on, I will absolutely do that for you. I didn't make this one all fancy with all the bells and whistles like I normally do because it was just really important for me to get this out to you. So I hope you're having a really good day. And if you aren't having a really good day, I hope you're being kind to yourself. Bye for now.